Welcome to the second episode of Horizon Watch, an informative podcast series brought to you by TATA AIG General Insurance Company and Dun Bradstreet. I am Vipul Oberoi, your host for the podcast series. In our previous episode, we had explored business strategies to navigate the emerging risk landscape. If you haven't watched it already, I suggest you do it ASAP to gain valuable insights into emerging risks. As for today, we have something new for you. Imagine a world without Wi-Fi, no screen time, no scrolling, no swiping, just silence, like a board meeting without a PowerPoint presentation. Would you be able to survive that digital drought? Probably not. Over the past 5 decades, technology has revolutionized businesses in many aspects. It has been a game changer, ensuring connectivity and continuity, and at the same time boosting productivity and growth. Companies have thrived and economies have grown, promising a better future. Usually, the word disruptive has a negative connotation, but in the world of business, it holds power and weight. Technological disruptions can cause a frenzy and can take markets by storm. But any progress brings with it fair share of challenges. Technology is evolving rapidly, bringing with it new risks and unforeseen challenges. With these thoughts in mind, let me welcome Mr. Saurav Jaiswal, President and Chief Operating Officer at TATA AIG General Insurance Company. Welcome, Saurav.
Thank you, Vipul. Happy to be here and look forward to our interaction.
Saurav, we are here to discuss the disruptive technologies and how it is impacting what is the potential, the risks, and the challenges. You have been with the insurance industry for 2 decades now. You've seen the ups and downs, you've seen the crests and troughs. What do you think have been the biggest shifts in the industry?
Well, in the last 20 years, the way we do insurance has completely changed. I remember when I joined the industry 20 years back, and Vipul, you would recollect, say 20 years back, when we would issue motor insurance, for example, we would give a manual cover note. You will write it down on a piece of paper and then process the data later on in our offices. Claims itself were completely manual. You would have surveyors visiting workshop, taking photographs, submitting a file, which would get then looked at by various people and get approved. Today, technology in the last 20 years has completely changed every process or every aspect of the industry. Issuance of policies happens in a matter of seconds, whether it's directly to the customer or through intermediaries. Customer service with AI is completely automated with chatbots and WhatsApp coming into place. Claims completely again automated. Today you can have process claims on the fly. You would use technologies like OCR, read the information which customer has submitted, process the claim instantly. In fact, we are going a step ahead. We've started working on or already implemented on products like travel, things like instant gratification, where we don't even expect a customer to notify a loss to us. We track his flight through his PNR, and the moment there's a flight delay, we actually go ahead and pay the claim. So technology has been a big shift for the industry. It's completely transforming it in various ways. It's working towards more customer delight, faster turnaround time, more convenience for the consumer. And that's the way forward. It'll keep changing the industry as we move ahead.
In fact, recent research also points out that organizations that adopt these disruptive technologies have seen up to a 30% reduction in costs and a significant uptick in productivity. Are there any specific technological disruptions and advancements that you would like to highlight?
So, Bipul, it's happening all around us. In fact, if you look at every industry is being significantly impacted by technology and more in a positive manner. It's completely changing things. So if you look at manufacturing, if you look at customer service, if you look at global e-commerce, if you look at our industry, BFSI, everywhere it's getting changed in a very, very fast way. If you look at manufacturing, almost all the processes are getting automated. Processes and things which would take time and huge amount of people for production today happens in a matter of minutes. And it's not just about reduction in cost or reduction in people. It's also resulted into more efficiency, less human error, more quality. So it's all a positive impact. If you look at some other industry like customer service, today you have people using chatbots, AI, even AI-generated calls for give answers to their customers in a matter of seconds, instant reply on their messages. Recent survey by Salesforce mentioned that 69% of the customer, and that's a large number, want to interact with the brands through chatbots because that saves time, and that's what today's younger generation is adopted to. They want everything on their mobiles in quick time, and that's happening across. Then, if you look at e-commerce today, the data from Statistica says that the turnover of the industry would be close to 6.4 trillion. That couldn't be possible without automation, without processes, without e-commerce platforms being robust, security, payments. So everything is coming together to make life easier for the consumer. Our own industry, BFSI, we've seen rapid adoption of technology here as well. We've seen adoption of blockchain that brings a huge amount of transparency, safety to all the processes. Then we've seen AI used across. It's being used for data analytics, it's used for fraud prevention, and it's also used for assessment, customer service as well. So if you look at any industry, all these technologies are becoming a norm of the day. And you really see companies who adopt these technologies better positioned to gain more customer delight, and which will result into more market share. So I think it's changing at a very, very fast.
So I think it is time is the currency, convenience is probably the deciding factor, and your processes are also becoming more error free.
Correct. So all these factors are playing in your advantage. As technology comes, your errors die down, your efficiency goes up, you're able to respond in quick time. And what it does is it gives a lot of bandwidth to think on new ideas, new journeys for the customer, think how you can make life more easier for the consumer. So you think more into a thinking hat, and a lot of decision making, a lot of repetitive works get automated. And that's what the consumer expects, not even wants. If you are not able to reply, instantly to a customer, he gets upset today. So today you don't have that room for error, and therefore you have to be at your toes, and you have to look at adoption of these technologies to service your customers better.
But Saurav, what about the flip side of it? In fact, in the recent study done by TATA AIG General Insurance and Dun Bradstreet of industry leaders, 81% of these industry leaders have said that technological disruptions are the biggest risk that they are facing. Now, do you see that as this emerging trend? Are there early warning signals which you can see?
Vipul, every great technology has its challenges, and some of these are real challenges and real risks which come as we adopt to new technologies. If you look all around it's happening everywhere. You talk about cyber attacks, you say ransomware, data theft, hallucinations, bias, incorrect patch uploads, obsolete software. It's all around us, and it's affecting organizations in a big manner. We are all familiar what happened with the recent CrowdStrike incidents that brought operations to a standstill for a lot of organizations. So it's a big reality. It's happening everywhere. In fact, there was a recent study which talked about, or recent report which talked about the cyber attacks happening per day in 2023 were almost 2,200. That's a very, very large amount, and that could lead to a huge amount of financial risk for an organizations. So one has to be very wary and cautious of how to safeguard one against these risks. We at Tata AIG are very, very conscious of these risks, and we ensure that our systems are robust and well protected. We have a well-architectured multi-layer system, and we have a cloud-first approach to protect against some of these threats to us. We also have a strong DR in place and a business continuity plan in place, so that in case there is even the slightest of error or attack on us, we are able to manage operations as it is without any disruption of our services. We've also continued to invest in various technologies, whether it's SOC, CM, or EDR, to prevent against some of these losses. We also make a huge amount of investment on our, data lake prevention mechanisms, so that we stay afloat and we are well protected against any of these challenges. And that's the advice that we have to for most organizations. Technology has to be adopted, and you have to be first in adopting technology. But on the flip side, it has its challenges, and you should be very conscious of those challenges and keep protecting your organizations in a way that your operations are not interrupted, and your customers are always happy despite these challenges.
But these challenges and the incidents, like you mentioned, the CrowdStrike incident, these are typically what are called black swan events. But the frequency of black swan events is also increasing. So do you think these are now more probable? Do you think these are always lingering in the horizon?
No, so different take on that, Vipul. I think there would be black swan incidents once in a while, and of course they are on a rise. But if you look at the regular challenges, they are also on the rise. So cyber attack, we talked about ransomware. These are almost an everyday challenge for most organizations. Data theft, we recently heard about the report about a lot of information about passport holders of Indonesian citizens being compromised. So that's happening every day. In fact, a recent report when they talked to a lot of Indian firms, they mentioned that they were they're happier to pay a ransom in case of a data lake than recover data from backups. So that's an incident that's real time happening. People are facing those challenges and people are getting compromised. So one needs to be really conscious and well protected for these challenges, and one should be always ready, because my belief is this is almost a way of doing business. And as you talk to more and more technologies, these challenges would keep on coming more and more. So every technology has its challenges. For example, automobiles itself, while we are in a world we are moving towards autonomous car, it has this flip side. Everyone hears about how you can attack some of these softwares, and driving conditions could be compromised. So that's a big risk everywhere, and similar risk on any technology that you adopt. So yeah, it's challenging times to keep upright, braced, and keep protecting yourself from these threats.
Well said, Saurav. In fact, you have highlighted both the positive aspects of technological disruptions as well as the negative ones. But in your assessment, in the long run, will it be more beneficial or detrimental to the insurance industry?
So Vipul, I think we discussed in the beginning, I think we talked about technology completely shaping the insurance industry, and we believe that will continue to happen. And in the long term, it will be more beneficial, and that's what happened in the last 15, 20 years. It's completely transformed. The customer service has gone up, customer expectations have gone up, and we are living up to them. And I think going forward also, there'll be huge amount of changes in the insurance industry, more good. There would be theft challenges with it, coming with it. Some of those we talked about, but I think all these aspects would be much better for the consumer, and we are seeing a lot of it already happening as we speak. For example, we spoke about the retail piece, but even in B2B today, there's huge amount of convenience clients enjoy because of the technology. Today, we are able to read previous quotes, assimilate data, and give them a quote in a matter of hours, which was earlier days. Today, if you talk about the group health segment, today the endorsements, the addition and deletion of new people to an organization is completely automated. You don't even have to go. You have to just come to a portal, upload the information of new employees, and the new cards get generated in a matter of seconds or minutes and delivered to the client. So it's completely changing the way we do business. Earlier, we had instances of surveys being done by a person. Today, it's very, very easy for the survey to be done on a mobile phone or an app. The survey reports comes using AI technology. We convert it into a report, assess the risk, and price it much better for the client. So it's already happening, and we see more and more adoption of AI, more and more adoption of technology even going forward. As we speak, we already almost all our retail business, close to 100% of it. We issue policies there almost digitally and in a matter of seconds. It's completely tech based. Even our servicing, almost 70% of it is through an SPA tool, where the customer can come and through various applications, whether it's a chatbot, whether it's a web, whether it's a mobile application of ours, can transact with us, get the service done in terms of endorsement, refunds in a matter of seconds. So I think overall, both for the retail and for the corporate consumers, technology is shaping insurance industry in a very fast way, and the expectations will keep going on higher and higher. We'll be able to deliver much better service, much better results with the use of more technology, both in terms of analysis and in terms of delivery.
Fantastic to hear that, Saurav. As we draw our discussion to a close, what do you think are some of the urgent steps that organizations need to take to navigate through this emerging technological risk to ensure sustainable growth?
We talked about how technology is changing and the associated risks which come with it. And we really believe that to manage some of those risks, we call something as responsible technology. And it has various aspects of it. I think the first important is have governance. How do you measure governance? What are the processes you have to assess risk, measure them, and control them? Governance is first one of them, and then you should have enough procedures and policies in place to identify risk, to measure, control them, mitigate them, and also continuously keep investing in new technologies to guard yourselves against those risks. Be innovative, adopt to new technologies, be ahead of the curve, and keep yourself safe and sound. There's no option but to adopt technologies. Our recommendation is to adopt it fast, but have a very, very strong mechanism in place to monitor some of these risks which are coming, keep your ears and eyes open, and protect your organization against any of these threats.
Today, we delved into the complexities of technological disruptions. I would like to express my gratitude to you, Saurav, for your insightful contributions. It was a truly enriching dialogue. Thank you.
Thanks, it was a pleasure interacting with you today.
At the end of this thought provoking discussion, an enlightening truth emerges. Technology is a double edged sword. While it holds unlimited capabilities, unlimited potential, it also has the power to transform our lives. Thanks to all our listeners for joining in. Don't forget to join us for the next episode as well as we continue to uncover new risks and challenges. If you have any questions regarding our discussions, please leave a comment and we'll be sure to get back to you. Until then, stay curious and keep an eye out on new tech and emerging risks. This is Vipul Oberoi signing off for this episode of the Horizon Watch podcast series.